Honorable Mayor Fowler, Honorable Councilman Bilbrey,
Here.
Honorable Councilman Graves,
Here.
Honorable Councilwoman Hawkins,
Here.
Honorable Vice Mayor Hill.
Here.
The next item is to consider the agenda and our minutes. I think those have been provided to everyone earlier. If you would take this time and look this over, let me know about the minutes, if there are any additions, corrections.
I'll make a
Yes, Mr. Who?
microphone. Hello.
Yeah, I think I
None.
lost mine too.
Hello. I'll make a joint motion to approve the agenda and the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Do we have a second to? Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Mayor Fowler,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey,
Yes.
Honorable Graves,
Yes.
Honorable Hawkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Motion. I don't think there's any need to call the roll again. Under old business. First item is to consider approval of the purchase of 18 new service pistols and 9 lots from Craig's Firearm Supply in the amount of $17,996.96. This is, of course, sponsored by Chief Armor and for the police department. That is under a state contract, and I understand that we have a grant for that. Do we not, Chief?
We do, ma'am.
Okay. And are these will be to replace that we currently have in use?
That's correct. We will put those up for auction.
Okay. I think that's going to be the next item on the agenda. Do I hear, is there any discussion or questions about this?
Chief, what's the service life of these things?
The service life of our weapons, it varies, but the current weapons we have are still in good shape. It's a good time to trade them because we can get more money for them. Part of the reason for this change is we have bought some personal protection gear like shields, and with the new sighting system, it makes it a whole lot more accurate if you have to shoot than what we are currently using.
Great. Thank you.
Approve the purchase of these 18 new service weapons and the lights from Craig's Firearm Supply in the amount of $17,996.96, especially with that being through a grant. I'm always happy when that happens. So I'll make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Any other questions or discussion before we go to a vote? If not, Mrs. Walker?
Mayor Fowler,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey,
Yes.
Honorable Graves,
Yes.
Honorable Hawkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Item number 4 is consider approval to surplus the 18, I guess that's Generation 5 Glock 17 and 6 Generation 5 Glock 19. And that's just what we were talking about in conjunction with the previous. Okay.
It's not.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll talk louder. Yes, ma'am, that's in reference to, as soon as we can get the new weapons in, get transition to them, then we'll get with, the city administrator and get those on, for, auction. It'll probably be the latter part of the year before we start to sell.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the council? I make a motion that we go ahead and approve to surplus these items. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mrs. Walker?
Mayor Fowler,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey.
Yes.
Honorable Graves.
Yes.
Honorable Hawkins.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Item number 5 is to consider approval of the purchase of the Recon Training Simulator package from Training Outdoors in the amount of $45,783.28 under the government contract GS 02F 161AA. And Chief, while we have been told a little bit about what that is, you might want to explain for the others what the training simulator is all about.
They have to justify what they use. Currently, we're sending people to Murfreesboro, which is, it kills a day for them to go. By using the federal grant money that we've been allotted, this is all coming out of grant funds, and we have, we're gonna be redoing the Sally Port downstairs, so it'll be there permanently, so we'll have it, and have it available for each shift. The current plan is we'll have a supervisor or trainer on each shift, so that that's, when downtime comes up, they can go in and keep up with their de-escalation training.
And this is something that you will be able to, or whoever the supervisor is at the time, will be able to change the scenarios to, so that it will test all areas of readiness and whether you should shoot, shouldn't shoot, less lethal, all those kinds of things. Isn't that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is, and you can actually run an officer through the same scenario, and the instructor can change the ending of it to make what the outcome, so that they won't get used to it. TI also has a program where, I believe it's every 6 months, they will update our training scenarios, so that we'll have some fresh training that we can use. There's not a reoccurring cost on it like the other company that we were looking for, or we looked at. Another good thing about this one is it will actually, it's like duty weapon that the officer carries. And they'll basically field strip their pistol, take the barrel out and the magazine out, and they'll put this laser guided barrel in and a magazine that runs off CO2. So they're actually using the same weapon on the simulator that they would actually be using on the street.
Any questions?
Is this grant funded as well, or is this
It is
budgeted?
It is grant
Okay.
funded.
How much grant funds did we get? That's fantastic.
$90,125. We bought personal protection equipment, shields, helmets, things that would normally we needed. Let me tell you, I hope we never need. They're here now, so the officers have got some protection here, and we're trying to upgrade some equipment. We've also bought some trauma kits for the officers. They've already been issued out and utilizing this money. I think I said last night I'd rather bring it out of the feds and bring our money back home to us here, and this is what we've done.
Great. Zap the grant for this grant pool. Is
It'll
it you're
take
about?
it'll take a lot of it, but we did budget this, so we budgeted the 90,000 in, the 90,000 out. So
Thank you.
I'm sure we can always find something to spend it on. All right. If there are no further questions or comments, do we have a motion to approve this purchase?
Make a motion.
Okay. That was by Ms. Hawkins. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Graves. Mrs. Walker?
Mayor Fowler,
Yes.
Honorable Bilbrey,
Yes.
Honorable Graves,
Yes.
Honorable Hawkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
That actually completes the council's part of the agenda. And now it's time for the city administrator's report along with the department heads.
the state cook-off was this past weekend. I think it was a success. The Community Kids Bike Ride will be September the 23rd, so that's coming up in conjunction with the CRMC Foundation. It'll be an event for kids and activities. Department heads, do you all have anything?
For the police department.
Citizens that would like to be heard or address the council at this time? Okay, to adjourn, seconded by 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Seconded by Vice Mayor Hill. All those opposed? Hearing none, I think we are all in agreement. So meeting adjourned. Oh, and just for everyone's sake that we remember, our next meeting is September, where is it? September the 12th. All right.